America! Welcome back to the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series! On the Kamikaze Game Sports Network last week, Justin Allgaier finally broke through for his first career NASCAR Cheez Cup Series win at Talladega, but this week we go from the fastest track to the shortest. That is right, we are at Martinsville! But it doesn't stop there. We are at Martinsville! If I can find a camera angle, I'll show it. I don't think I can. We're at Martinsville at night! It is the night race! The long-anticipated Martinsville night race that we've been waiting for so many years to see! And it is at last here in the STP 500 from Martinsville. Now, Kamikaze, now you may be wondering, Kamikaze, wait. The STP 500 is an actual race. Well, maybe not the one that you're thinking about. There is an STP for 500 in the real world, but this STP 500 is the Shit Tech Products 500. And before we can take to the green flag, we need to take to the starting lineup. Starting on the pole, like always, will be Donald Trump at the 31, and alongside him, like always, will be the #1 of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Brock Lesnar, championship contender, needing to get back into that championship picture, will start alongside What If Racing in the 25. Greg Biffle is going to start next to Trent Reznor, also looking to get back into that championship conversation. But behind them is, I think, points leader Phil Collins, starting alongside the 88 of Jesus Christ, lots of championship contenders up front. Winnie the Pooh is going to start alongside Justin Allgaier, who got a couple of touch-ups to his scheme right after his win. And behind them are two winners, Tommy Joe Martin, starting alongside the 11 of Jake from Safe Farm. Mary Poppins will start alongside Bernie Sanders, and championship contender Tails will start next to his team owner, Barry Gibb, in his brand new Barry Gibb in the now 20. Aaron Carter will start alongside the 51 of John Popper. CM Punk will start alongside second place in the points, Corbin Forrester. 95 of Jack Black will start alongside the 29 of Rob Halford. Bruce Willis will start alongside Jeremy Mayfield in the 41. Slim Shady starts alongside Brad Pitt in the 46. Sweet Tooth will start next to Larry the Cable Guy. Barack Obama will start alongside Greg Graffin, who's now driving for Biff Enterprises in the STP 43. And Keanu Reeves, your What the Fuck 500 winner, will start alongside Vin Diesel. David Bowie's won twice this year, will start alongside Richie Birkenhead. And Elvis Presley will start next to the 3 of Dale Earnhardt from 1970. Janet Jackson will start alongside Rob Zombie, and rounding out the rest of the field will be Benjamin Franklin, starting alongside Gibby Haynes. And yeah, I needed to charge up my phone, so I'm going to go run over there and do that quick. The STP Shit Tech Products 500 is about to be underway from Martinsville. The long-anticipated Martinsville night race will finally be underway in a few short moments as the pace cars get set to take that hard left turn down pit road. And the pace car is rolling, and he's already going down pit road. There we go. He kills the orange cone, but that doesn't matter to our pole sitter, Donald Trump. Actually, no, that probably is a problem. Donald Trump on the pole means he will probably not win, but he's going to give it his all as he and Arnold Schwarzenegger bring it down to the green flag to begin the STP 500. Arnold Schwarzenegger is hanging strong on that outside lane. Very surprising to see that at a place like Martinsville. Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to clear Donald Trump into turn 3. Your leader at the beginning of the STP 500 is the 1 of Arnold Schwarzenegger. 124 laps remain in the STP 500 from Martinsville at night. And that one car looks strong already. Back to second now is Donald Trump. Third place now is Brock Lesnar, fighting with his teammate What If Racing in his Dr. Pepper car. I honestly don't remember if I had this in the last race, but he is in the Dr. Pepper car that resembles his truck. Greg Biffle holds down the 5th position. Right behind him is, ooh, wow, Phil Collins dive bombs Trent Reznor to take over the 6th position. Trent Reznor is going to fight back on the outside, but Phil nearly took over 5th from Greg Biffle in that corner. As Trent Reznor starts to fall back a bit, here comes Jesus Christ himself. Hendrick Power at the top of this field. The only one that's missing is Corbin Forrester. Mary Poppins too, for that matter, but Mary Poppins is right there. There's Justin Allgaier in his touched up scheme. I am proud of that paint scheme, I'll tell you that much. But there's Tails, another championship contender, right in front of that 24 Corbin Forrester. Corbin needs to get back up through this field and quick. I mean, he's got all the time in the world to do it, but it would definitely be beneficial if he got up there a little bit faster. There's the Bee Gees, who used to be the Bee Gees, but now it's Barry Gibb alone, fighting to get that 20 car up through the field. I think I made the 20 just a little bit too big on the doors. Kind of looks ridiculous. Kind of looks ridiculous, but whatever. Whatever, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Back up to the front. Let's take a look at your leader. Trent Reznor has fallen back. He's getting challenged by Jesus Christ himself now. Phil Collins is up to the 6th position. Greg Biffle is 5th. 4th is What Is Racing. Brock Lesnar is 3rd. Donald Trump is 2nd. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is your early leader. Arnold Schwarzenegger led early at Martinsville, back in the Office, either Office Max or Office Depot. I don't even remember. 500 at the paperclip earlier this year here. Wow, Donald Trump way loose and takes that corner wide, leaving the door wide open to 6-time winner, I think. I don't even remember. 5 times at least. 5-time winner Brock Lesnar. It's 5. I'm sorry. Lesnar has just had a season and a half up there in that 48 car. He's been a championship contender from the start. He's been up in the top 5 in points, I'm going to say, the whole season. The 48 car is strong, but Trump is battling back on the outside. He's not going to give up second that easily. And this disruption in the force may possibly bring up What If Racing in the 25 right behind them. Brock Lesnar clears the 31 now and takes over the 2nd position, but your leader is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Way up front is that number 1 car now. Thanks for joining us on the Kamikaze Game Sports Network for the STP 500 at Martinsville in the Cheez Cup Series, race number 31, I think, of the year. And yeah, we'll see you in another minute here. NASCAR non-stop commercial break coming to you live from the Kamikaze Game Sports Network. We'll be right back.
When the Pizza Ranch bell is rung, an immediate response of significant movement ensues. As the bell is rung, salivating becomes prevalent. These behaviors occur due to the pull of crispy hand-breaded chicken and the pull of hot, melted real cheese on made-from-scratch dough with our fresh, manner-compromising sauce. And the appeal of our all-you-can-eat buffet can't be ignored. Pizza Ranch. And for delivery, give us a ring.
You see this cat? This could be your cat if you weren't such a lazy piece of shit and didn't understand how to take care of a pet. See this? This could be your life. If you got your shit together and went down to an animal shelter today, this could be your life. Or rather, if you don't quite want that, if you prefer that, if you prefer this, you can have this too. Does this look appealing? I bet it does, and I bet you wish you weren't such a lazy piece of shit that you'd actually get out of the goddamn house and go down to your local pet shelter and adopt yourself a pet. Huh? Huh? What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
The Ortega taco sauce will make you go from a loser to muy bueno. Ortega taco sauce, muy bueno. Muy bueno. Ortega taco sauce, muy bueno.
Today's presentation of the NASCAR Cheez Cup Series race from Martinsville is presented by Walgreens. Stuck right in between awkwardly between Walmart and Menards. Welcome back to the STP 500 in Martinsville. Arnold Schwarzenegger is being challenged for his lead by Brock Lesnar, who's looking to get his 6th win of the season. The 48 car so strong this year. He is trying to manhandle his way into the lead from Arnold Schwarzenegger. 2 strong men. I'd like to see a fight between the two in their primes. That's for damn sure. Arnie could have probably could have put on a good show in the WWE. But I think that pipe dream has come and gone, as well as Arnold Schwarzenegger's pipe dream of leading this race. He's holding strong on the outside lane, but Brock dives it in that corner and will take over. Brock Lesnar won the whatever the race here was earlier. He won here earlier this year. Brock Lesnar tried to sweep the Martinsville races. Even in the bizarro reality of NR 2003, you still can't keep the 48 out of victory lane in Martinsville. Or Indianapolis. Or anywhere else for that matter. Lesnar has just put on a clinic this season. His closest competition in the wins column is that 19 of Tails, who sits in the 14th position. Right behind him is Corbin Forrester in the 24. Not the race that either of them would want to have. Phil Collins, where is he? That is not Phil Collins. Up to 5th now is that 14 car. So Phil Collins... No, I think Brock Lesnar would take the points lead if the race were to end now. And Donald Trump sits in 4th, falling to What If Racing, who runs 3rd. Arnold Schwarzenegger just ran his best lap of the race, so he's not falling off by any means. He's just slower than Lesnar. What If is popping off some pretty fast laps too. He's a 10th faster that time by from the 1 car. We'll see if they start mixing it up here, as Brock Lesnar is kind of closing out on lap cars, but not quite just yet, as we are a 5th of the way done with today's event when they cross the line. 100 to go once they reach the finish line this time around. Lesnar in that U.S. Army number 48. Lesnar has had a very strong season. Let's jump back to some people who are probably out of the championship run at this point. Trent Reznor, well, Jesus Christ himself as well, sits in the 6th position, so a not bad run by this team, but it might just be too little too late for that 88 car. Trent Reznor as well. Both of those guys have had strong championship contending runs this year, but a string of bad luck recently has really dropped them out of range. As the top 4 in the standings, Tails, Corbin Forrester, Brock Lesnar, and Phil Collins have pulled away. Tails is the lowest in line, and he is 100 points ahead of Jesus Christ himself in 5th. And if we were at the final race of the season today, they would be the drivers that'd be duking it out for the championship, the final 4. And all coming down to this, in a wacky twist of fate. A full season of points has actually turned out to be the exact same way that Brian France wants to close out the season, with a final 4. Isn't that ironic, Brian? Isn't that strange that a full season of points, if you reward winning and consistency in the top 10, would result in people having a lot of points at the end of the season and contending at Homestead? Isn't that strange, Brian? Back up front, though, I'm pretty sure it's still Brock Lesnar with the lead. These top 4 drivers will be battling it out in these final 5 races. Actually, it's final 6, right? No, it's final 5 from here. Last week I was saying it was final 5, but whatever. It doesn't matter. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. No, it's 6 races after today. I'm such a freaking idiot, I don't even know. Is this race 32? I can't fucking count is what I'm trying to say. There's 4 races after today, I know that much, so 5 to go. Arnold Schwarzenegger looks like he might be closing in a little bit on that 48 car. He ran a 10th better last time around, but Brock Lesnar's been taking these corners way, way wide. We've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger hold strong on the outside, but I'm not sure if that's where you want to specifically be pointing your car. Brock Lesnar taking a unorthodox route around turns 3 and 4. He's much lower this time around, but Arnold Schwarzenegger... Oh my goodness, right in front of the leaders! Gibby Haynes goes for a spin. Right in front of our leaders. We'll see if they can keep it off, and as Greg Graffin rubs up against that 15 car. The 15 has been getting into it with a lot of people lately. And he's mixing it up again, it appears. Let's go back in time and see exactly what caused Gibby Haynes to spin and bring out the first caution of the day in the STP 500. Ironically, the STP car goes around in the STP 500, even though it's the... Could you stop going backwards, maybe? Even though it's the Shit Tech Products 500. So down the backstretch they go. We'll try a different camera angle for this. And it looks like everything was just going fine. Gibby Haynes maybe a little bit loose in that outside lane. Definitely a bit sideways. Greg Graffin goes up the track, takes it wide. He did not get the entry that he wanted. Gibby Haynes gave him all the room in the world. And Greg Graffin comes up and hits the outside wall. And then gets back into the 15 of Greg Graffin and just nowhere to go for Busch Beer Bash at Bristol winner Elvis Presley in a 33. Nothing he did wrong there. So I'd say, and this happened right in front of our leaders. If they'd waited a lap to do that, we could be talking about another wreck for Brock Lesnar. He has had not good luck as of late in that 48 car, even though he's won 5 times this year. He's been hit with a lot of bad luck that's kept him out of the points lead, compared especially to Corbin Forrester, who was just absolute pinnacle of consistency there for a while. Oh my goodness, what the fuck? Arnie! Oh my... What is happening? What is happening? I am scared. What is going on? Brock Lesnar is down pit road. This is all I know at the moment. Oh no. This race is getting shaken up, to say the least. Shaken up like a Slurpee. Which is apparently a phrase that I've created. So, interesting things going on down the backstretch. If these guys don't gas and go, they could very well fall down a lap. Now, the pit lane camera isn't exactly ideal. So we will sling on to TV 2. Sure, this looks good to me. Arnold Schwarzenegger slots into his spot, and Donald Trump slots into his spot. Here are your top 4 fast runners here. Will they come out or will they take... They're going to take 4. Hopefully everyone came down pit road and no one stayed out so that no one gets caught a lap down and stupidity happens. It looks like... Yes! Brock Lesnar will take the lead, continue holding the lead actually, out of pit road. Second place will be his teammate What If Racing in the Dr. Pepper car. Schwarzenegger falls to 3rd. Phil Collins is up to the 4th position. Trump sits in 5th. 6th is Jesus Christ himself. 7th will be Greg Biffle. 8th is Trent Reznor. And 9th is Mary Poppins. Rounding out your top 10 will be Tails in the 19. So he definitely benefits from this caution flag as Brock Lesnar picks up the pace car. So I'm going to assume that no one lost their lap. Except for those guys that got involved in the wreck and were already lapped down and all that good shit. So the 83, the 21, and the 17 laps down. Gibby Haynes and Elvis Presley and Greg Graffin involved in the accident, probably putting them a lap down. We just got back from NASCAR Nonstop, so let's just take you straight to the restart. Take it to that camera, and we'll watch the pace car. Lights are out on the pace car. It will be Brock Lesnar, What If Racing, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Phil Collins, and Donald Trump. Several lap down cars will take to the inside. Only 5 lap down cars, and I think they all legitimately fell a lap down and were not screwed over by pit stops. Which means that Lesnar will be held on the outside until he can get past those lap cars. Will this make a difference in the lead as we are back to green in the STP 500? Lesnar dives down and takes advantage immediately of that inside line. Gets down in front of Rob Zombie as What If Racing continues to hold strong on the outside lane. Lesnar is off to a gargantuan lead now, as lap down cars are holding the rest of our field to the outside lane as Lesnar pulls away. Tails is the first one that is able to get down underneath of lap down cars back there in the top 10 as Mary Poppins takes a look on the 88 of Jesus Christ. Trent Reznor is well up in this lead pack. Lots of top 10 drivers and points up front right now. Let's send it back up front as Brock Lesnar has a lap car buffer between he and What If Racing. Looking for his 6th win of the season. Let's get back into some more championship contenders. So Phil Collins is holding down this 4th spot as Trump is sitting in 5th. There is a battle for 6th between the 88 and 93. The 93 prevails. Let's find our former points leader, Corbin Forrester. He is in the 13th position. So not a bad run yet. But, as we all know, winning a race and finishing 13th is a massive difference in points. So Corbin's going to want to get up into the top 5 at some point. Last week's winner, Justin Allgaier, sits in 15th. As Corbin absolutely dive bombs that corner to get past Winnie the Pooh in the 7. And slices and dices his way in front of that 7 car now. He takes a look at John Popper in the 51, his next victim in the 11th position. So let's send it back up front. Brock Lesnar continues to lead. Rob Zombie continues to act as a buffer between the 48 and 25. The question is, will there be more pit stops after this? Probably not, is my assumption, as Rob Zombie takes that corner wide, and What If is able to take the advantage on the inside. Fighting back is Rob Zombie. It shouldn't be enough. What If gives him room. Still side by side down the backstretch. Rob Zombie with the nose ahead as... Ooh! What If goes wide! And just like with Greg Graffin and them guys, but they keep it together. What If nearly causes a wreck. Rob Zombie is not impressed by that move and gives him a little bump as they go through the corner, but What If will take over P2 on track from Rob Zombie and try and start tracking down our leader in the 48. Still taking it wide. Maybe he tightened that car up a little bit too much when they headed down pit road there. Schwarzenegger holds down the 3rd position. And lots of lap down cars separating 3rd from 4th in the 14 car. There's your pole sitter, Donald Trump, in the 5th position. 6th is Trent Reznor. 7th is Jesus Christ himself, being challenged by teammate Mary Poppins. Next in line is Greg Biffle. And Tails has fallen out of the top 10 as John Popper takes advantage. Now Barry Gibb runs 12th. As Bernie Sanders runs 13th. Corbin Forrester is falling a lot here. Jack Black to his outside. A tough set of corners for that 24. A fair possibility. You need to be on top of your game at all times here in Martinsville. As we close in on the 50 lap mark. Tails being challenged by team owner Barry Gibb. And Barry might get him down the backstretch here. That 20 car looks strong early on here. To the outside, Tails goes and relinquishes his position to his boss in the 20. Let's send it back out front. So there's your leader by a margin, Brock Lesnar. He is way high that time around. But so is What If, so I don't think it's going to affect too much. As he gets a 21-4 that time by versus a 21-5. Rob Zombie wins a 21-5 as well. So Lesnar clearly has the advantage at the moment. Arnold Schwarzenegger has fought past some more lap traffic and is trying to close back in on the lead that he held for so long. He's popping off his best lap times, a 21-1 that time by the 1. Great laps here in the early part of this tire run, but it is Brock Lesnar who leads. We'll take another quick NASCAR nonstop commercial break. Don't go anywhere. This is the STP 500 from Martinsville. Oh no! You left the remote on the TV stand again. Are you too fat and lazy to get out of bed to retrieve your electronic devices that exist only to distract you from your real-life responsibilities? Then you need the Grab-A-Claw! Using leaked government documents, we here at Shit Tech have created the perfect device to allow you to grab, poke, and flick from the comfort of your languor. You can use it to grab that pesky remote, or turn off the lights from a distance, and even pleasure yourself in the manner that you wish your degenerate husband would, like he does your neighbor. Other reaching instruments that don't have a marketing budget like us can go for as much as $5. But with today's introductory discount layaway holiday special offer, you can get your own Grab-A-Claw for the low price of 6 payments of $19.95. But wait, if you call within the next 10 seconds, we'll throw in a complimentary loose leaf sheet of notebook paper so you can write a threatening letter to that fucking broad next door that thinks she can steal your man. Just pay for express priority international shipping. Grab-A-Claws are selling fast, and due to the scarcity of expensive resources necessary to create one unit of this product, sales cannot be guaranteed without immediate payment. Don't let this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity be grabbed away from you, like your husband next door with that fucking broad. Call right now and secure your Grab-A-Claw. To order, dial 1-800-USELESS or log on to www.shittyshittech.com. Grab-A-Claws are prohibited in the state of Vermont, and several other states are currently filing suits against Shit Tech to ensure products are banned in their borders too. So call quickly to ensure your Grab-A-Claw. That's 1-800-USELESS. 1-800-USELESS. Shit Tech products have just been outlawed in the state of Maryland. All other 48 states still allow our products for the moment. Don't delay. That's 1-800-USELESS. I'll never use another product again, especially seeing as how I'm allergic to some of the components that make up the Grab-A-Claw, which means I'm gonna die within the next 5 minutes. Take it from me, you'll love your Grab-A-Claw.
Today's presentation of the Nascar Cheez Cup Series race from Martinsville is presented by Sling TV. If we had just a few more channels, we'd completely take over the television market.
Welcome back to the STP 500 from Martinsville. You see those skid marks there from our one and only incident of the day just thus far. So we're closing in on the halfway mark for today's event, the STP 500. Brock Lesnar has not quite led from the outset, but he's led most of the day. Second place is his teammate What If Racing in the 25 car. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's led probably about as much as the 48 car, sits in the third position. And you have to go all the way back here to fourth to find Phil Collins in the 14. Our drivers are running very similar laps, even the ones that are laps down. And especially those ones over there. They've been coming into the view for a while now, but they aren't running that much slower than our leader. In fact, they're running identical lap times to our leader. What if had a 10th faster that time by? But Brock Lesnar holds down on the inside and will probably have one of his best laps thus far. 21.5, a good lap for that 48 car versus a 21.4 but almost 5, so they're kind of running identical lap times at this point. Hendrick power so clearly even across all vehicles. So Lesnar continues to lead. And we'll probably not have another caution. Well, if we have another caution, then we're definitely going to have more pit stops. But if there isn't a caution, I don't believe we'd have more pit stops. The biggest question is whether or not they will come down again, or will the race stay green. The more cars that Lesnar puts laps down, that's only going to help him as long as no one starts ahead of him. If there's some lap down cars that don't come down pit road, once Lesnar's, you know, come down pit road, if someone starts out ahead of him, that will not help him in the slightest. He was able to get this huge lead between him and One of Racing due to the 5 cars that were a lap down that started underneath him. he was able to clear them immediately, and it took a while for What If Racing to even get past the one lap down car of Rob Zombie there. And as you've seen, Phil Collins was completely unable to get past most of those lap down cars, and he's in 4th. So, having a rough time are those drivers, trying to get past lap cars, but we have hit lap cars once again. The 40 of Larry the Cable Guy is the last car in the lead lap. Maybe a little bit tough for that 48 to get past, since they're running such even lap times. That should help out Larry the Cable Guy, especially if he takes a look underneath the 41 of Jeremy Mayfield. That'll definitely slow down the 48 car. They've already slowed down quite significantly, as 21.7 that time by for Lesnar, compared to a 21.4. By What If Racing, a whole 3/10 quicker is that 25 car. More laps like that, and he'll definitely close in on our leader. Lesnar has a 22 flat that time, by goodness. Or 21.4 for just obsessed with Corbin Forster, aren't I? 21.4 for What If Racing. As we are about to complete 69 laps. Giggity. Schwarzenegger is yet to get past that 21 of Rob Zombie, who is a lap down. Schwarzenegger is 3rd. He took the lead from Donald Trump on the outside on the initial start. Arnold Schwarzenegger, absolutely no slouch when it comes to Martinsville. And here is Phil Collins, trapped behind several lap down cars. He's popping off the best lap times of this run, but he's caught behind so much lap traffic and so far behind from our leader that it doesn't make much of a difference. Lesnar is now being held up by that 40 car. Trying to put the bumper to that 40 car and get past him. Larry the Cable Guy runs the corner wide, but Lesnar can't get underneath, and this will only help out What If Racing behind him. What If is probably going to be taking advantage of this lap down shenanigans by Larry the Cable Guy. Larry the Cable Guy led at California for a couple of laps, and he hasn't done much ever since. Larry the Cable Guy not having a great season. Could make all of the difference in this one. Lesnar is going to want those 20 vital points compared from 1st to 2nd when we get to Homestead. What If is right there now. But as we've seen, Lesnar has had such a tough time getting past the 40. It's most likely going to be tough for the 25 to get past the 48. The 1 of Arnold Schwarzenegger has finally gotten past the 21 of Rob Zombie. So now the top 3 have no lap down buffers between them. There is Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's popping off the fastest laps of the run. 21.8 for Lesnar compared to a 21.7 by What If Racing. He takes that corner way wide. He's going to want to chop off the nose of that 1 car if he's going to hope to stay in that 2nd position. Turns 3 and 4 have been calamity corner for a lot of drivers. What If nearly wrecked in a similar fashion to Greg Graffin and Gibby Haynes. Trying to get past Rob Zombie earlier this race. Lots of drivers taking turns 3 and 4 way wide. And it is not helping out their run. Taking turns 1 and 2 wide, if you can make it stick, have actually been good for drivers on the outside lane. But turns 3 and 4 have not been, as you see. What If Racing closing in on our leader. If What If can get to the inside of Brock Lesnar here, I can show you that the outside lane is still strong and actually has the better run out of the corner. But Lesnar pulls away. It's turns 3 and 4 that you don't want to catch yourself in the outside at. Lesnar is up a lane, and What If was clocking in on the bottom side. 21.6 that time by the 48 versus a 21.9. 21.9. And way back to Phil Collins, who has a 21.5. But it's definitely a pretty good show thus far up front. You know, as they cross the line and you see the backstretch. All 5 fans down the backstretch here getting treated to a great show out of turn 2. Not so much out of turn 4. Let's take a look at some championship contenders now that the battle at the front has calmed down a bit. Arnold Schwarzenegger with a look on that 25. Here, you can definitely see on this time around. Okay, What If got it. Never mind. To the back. Trent Reznor, who is trying to get back into the championship conversation, maybe a little too late, sits in the 7th position. Jesus Christ himself, also the same story as Trent Reznor, in the 6th position. Barry Gibb is up to the 9th position. Greg Biffle is in the 10th position. And Tails is down to 12th now. Where has Corbin Forrester gotten himself to? 13, 14, 15th for the 24 car. And he's definitely going to want another pit stop. His pit crew, except for at Sonoma way back early in the season, his pit crew has come to play and has helped him out to many wins this season. So another pit stop for that 24 car would probably be beneficial, as What If Racing is being challenged now by that one of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Coming out of the turn to complete 82 laps, a 21.6 compared to a 21.6. Larry the Cable Guy runs a 21.8, but it looks like he might be picking it up a bit as Lesnar is starting to fall back from that car. Oh, Lesnar is way slow down the backstretch. And it looked like What If was closing in, but What If takes a corner wide, and that's not going to help him out. He'll keep second, but he's fallen back from Lesnar once again. Out of turn 2, here comes that 48 car. Right up behind that 40 car once again. A 21.8 that time by versus a 21.8 versus a 21.8. Our top 3 drivers mirroring each other's laps at this point. Right up behind that 40 car now is Brock Lesnar. And he takes the corner a bit wide, maybe trying to find a different way around that 40 car. But if he can hold down if he can hold down first place, it doesn't seem to be hurting him, that 40 car. If he can just stick it to the inside and keep What If at bay. But What If is closed in once again and may try to make a move into turn 1. Lesnar and What If hold the same line that time through. A 21.9 compared to a 21.7 compared to a 21.7. Into turn 3 once again. Lesnar takes it a bit wide. I think What If was a bit lower that time by, but What If is going to fall back maybe a little bit there. Still close quarters competition though. Larry the Cable Guy takes that corner way wide, and Lesnar may finally have himself a bit of a cushion. He holds low, but Larry the Cable Guy, as you've seen, the outside lane coming out of 2 is probably the place that you want to be. Not in 3 though. Not out of 4. Larry the Cable Guy was able to keep on the lead lap there on the outside lane and keep it by a margin. As the top 3 continue to run nose to tail here. And this has just been an absolute barn burner battle for the lead here, as What If takes turn 4 wide and allows that 1 car to close in again. But Schwarzenegger doesn't make a move into 1. Perhaps that's the best thing he can do, as we are under caution once again. Caution lights blaring, blazing, blubbity bloobity blibbity blabbiting all over the place on that pace car. And this caution flag has come out for the 2nd time in the STP 500 from Martinsville, and it was we were under caution for quite a long time here. Yeah, goodness me, we were under caution for a year before they actually started. There we go. Let's take a look and see exactly what brought out the caution flag for the 2nd time here today at Martinsville. So there's our battle for the lead. And oh my, Phil Collins! Phil Collins! Phil Collins! Oh my! Wow! A 3-way battle for the 4th position or 5th position, whatever it may be, results in championship leader Phil Collins going around. Super duper slow motion shows us that Donald Trump gave Phil Collins plenty of room, but Phil Collins took the corner wide, just like we saw with both What If Racing and Gibby Haynes. That left the advantage and opened the door up for the 88 car. Phil Collins noticed this and tried to close that place up. Jesus Christ, probably expected the 14 car to go up high coming out of the corner and carries the speed and turns the 14 on the front stretch. The caution flag comes out, and Phil Collins, championship leader, is spinning on the front stretch at Martinsville in the STP 500. Can he get it moving? He looks to recover and falls back to maybe 17th underneath the 42 car. But this is a major championship implication turn of events here, as we get back up to Brock Lesnar in the 48 car as they bunch up on the backstretch once again. The question is, will anyone who has been caught a lap down stay out and completely change the course of events? Gibby Haynes is just sitting there backwards for whatever possible reason as Arnold Schwarzenegger leads them down the pit road for some reason. For some reason, Arnold Schwarzenegger leads them down pit road, even though he should be third. But, he will lead them down pit road, apparently. There's the top 7 drivers who come down pit road now. I don't know what in the hell Arnold Schwarzenegger's doing in first right now, but apparently that's what he's going to do here. So, as they slot into their positions on pit road, here comes your pole sitter Donald Trump. They came in a perfect line, so they all have the exact same amount of time to get on and off pit road here. What if it's the first one to drop the jack? But Arnold Schwarzenegger, by nefarious means, is going to win the race off of pit road. I feel like this is not fair, but whatever, I guess. Arnold Schwarzenegger comes off first, apparently. Second is Brock Lesnar. Third will be What If Racing. Fourth is Donald Trump. Fifth is Jesus Christ himself. Trent Reznor sits in the 6th position. 7th is Mary Poppins. 8th is Barry Gibb. 9th is John Popper. Greg Biffle rounds out your top 10. Phil Collins sits in the 11th position, so it's not quite a catastrophe for that 14 car, but not ideal either. Tails is in the 12th position. Corbin Forrester is 14th. And we're about ready to get down to the final run of the race, as Arnold Schwarzenegger somehow is your leader at Martinsville. Yeah. Okay. I don't even know what to say at this point anymore. Yeah, yeah. We'll take a quick NASCAR nonstop commercial break and try and sort this shit out. BRB.
That uses an ultra-quiet fan to actively circulate your favorite fragrance throughout the entire room.
There. Isn't that better?
New Glade plug-in scented oil fan.
Freshness with a spin. Plug it in, plug it in.
S.C. Johnson, a family company.
Now at Applebee's, the Hoy Burger, a half-pound burger with cheese and hot deli sliced ham. Order a Hoy Burger and Applebee's will donate $1 to United Way of Story County.
Want to see Phil Collins live? Then come to Sears. You could win a trip to LA and a backstage pass to the Phil Collins concert. And there's a million other prizes. Come to Sears. You could be an instant winner.
Welcome back to the KGSN presentation of today's NASCAR Cheez Cup Series race from Martinsville. The Shit Tech Products 500. The pace car's lights are out, and we're going to have ourselves a nice 32-lap shootout to determine the winner of today's event. As here comes the lap down cars. I thought there weren't going to be any lap down cars, but it appears that they were just a little bit slow to the punch, as Arnold Schwarzenegger leads Brock Lesnar to green. After getting the lead off of pit road somehow, some way, that I still don't understand. But Schwarzenegger is your leader, as Bridgie Birkenhead holds strong on the inside, and that is only going to hurt the 48 of Brock Lesnar. Lesnar's still stuck on the outside lane, and he will battle back on the outside out of 2, but it won't help him through 3 and 4. Arnold Schwarzenegger holds the lead. But if this is how this race finishes out, it'll be certainly controversial, to say the least. Arnold Schwarzenegger leads. Second place is Brock Lesnar, still stuck on that outside. He's holding strong, though, that time around. And he may get him through turns 1 and 2 this time around. Lesnar holding strong in that outside lane. Might clear that 83 into turn number 3. He's clear now. He just got to come down on the nose of that 83. Holds it high, and Arnold Schwarzenegger takes that corner way wide up front ahead of him. But Brock Lesnar holds down in the second position for now. There's the 48 car trying to close in on the number 1. Trying to get his 6th win of the season. What If Racing sits 3rd behind 2 lap-down cars, separating him from this battle at the front. Donald Trump is in the 4th position now, as 5th is a battle between Mary Poppins and teammate Jesus Christ himself. Mary Poppins has not had a top 5 for a while now. Mary Poppins looking to get back into that top 10 conversation in the points. 7th is John Popper, a great run for this team. 8th is Trent Reznor, and here comes Phil Collins, hungry driver, charging back up to the front after being taken out by the 88 Jesus Christ himself. May want to keep an eye on those two once they come up next to each other here. Tails is coming into the, I want to say 10th position here. Barry Gibb is way back here now. And Corbin Forrester is battling with Jack Black, I want to say, for 14th. Let's take it back up to the front, as Brock Lesnar is underneath our leader, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Brock Lesnar will not be denied, even after nefarious activities on pit road. This 48 car is still strong. Arnold Schwarzenegger holding tough on the outside. He just needs to come down on that 48. He does not. Way wide that time by, but if Lesnar gets loose, that could be the death of him. Arnold Schwarzenegger is holding tough on that outside. The first driver that we've been able to see do that through turns 3 and 4. Still side by side and out of 2. He's going to have the run. Lesnar on the inside. Schwarzenegger up high. He's going to want to chop off the nose of that 48. Doesn't have enough room to do it. Still side by side. To the line. Can't tell who led that lap. Schwarzenegger is still right up against that outside wall. Right there. And should have the run. We'll definitely see it on this camera. He didn't quite have the same run that he's had there in the past, but he's still holding tough on that outside line. But I think Lesnar's going to clear him now. Schwarzenegger battling back, though. Lesnar leads that time by. Lesnar will charge through that corner, but look at the run that that number 1 car has. Out of turn 2. He will nose ahead on the outside, coming into 3 and 4. And this is what the fans came to see here today, is this battle between Brock Lesnar and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Has been going on for a good 7 laps now. Still holding tough on that outside is the 1 car. He may clear him this time by. Lesnar leaves him a little bit of room, but it's not going to be enough. Brock Lesnar takes the lead. Schwarzenegger dives hard into turn 3 to try and take over that position, but he is going to lose it and almost loses a spot on track to the 83 of Richie Birkenhead. And with 21 laps to go, the 48 car is back out in the lead of the STP 500. Schwarzenegger back to 2nd. And you gotta wonder what else is there to do to try and get past this 48 car. Lesnar is strong on all ends of this racetrack, but Arnold Schwarzenegger could hold tough on the outside lane through 3 and 4 for a while there, something that we have seen very few cars do today. So Schwarzenegger is back to 2nd. What If Racing is still 3rd, but still has 2 lap down cars separating him from those 2 ahead. Back to 4th is Donald Trump. And Mary Poppins is to 5th. John Popper's taken over the 6th position as Phil Collins has gotten past the 88 car. Didn't have the camera on him, so I don't know if there was a nice bump there. But for now, Phil Collins sits safely in the 7th position after nearly catastrophic things happened to him to bring out the 2nd caution of the day. Tails is 10th. CM Punk is just outside of the top 10 like always. And Corbin Forrester sits 14th. Any other day, that'd be pretty good because more championship contenders would probably have been in an incident or two. But, championship contenders are strong here today. Lesnar continues to lead and takes 3 and 4 high. Not sure if he's trying to learn that line that Schwarzenegger was using before, but he has a 21-4 that time by compared to a 21-6. So Lesnar is definitely the fastest car on the track right now. Question is, will he have... He probably won't catch lap traffic before the end of the race. But coming down to 15 to go, Lesnar trying to sweep Martinsville and get his 6th win of the season. And probably the points lead. That 48 car has been strong all season. Like it always is every year. At the line, Lesnar with a 21.5 compared to a 21.4. About a half-tenth quicker that time by was the one car, but that is not going to help him as Lesnar continues to pull away here. That is the gap between first and second and third is separated by 2 lap-down cars. Schwarzenegger's going to have to pull something out of his ass to win this race, to be perfectly honest. It's looking highly unlikely at this point that that one car can take it to the front. So, let's take stock of where all of our 4 championship contenders are at the moment. Your leader is the 48 of Brock Lesnar. Second place in the points coming into today was Corbin Forrester, who sits in 14th and may fall to 4th because everyone that he's battling in points is ahead of him at this point, including Tails, who came into this race 4th in points, being challenged by CM Punk for the 10th position. But I wouldn't worry if I was Tails because CM Punk can never get top 10s. So I'm sure Tails will get right past him again. And Phil Collins, who's probably had the most entertaining ride today, wrecks on the front stretch and battles back to 7th. What a run by this 14 car. But up front, it's all Brock Lesnar today, as he and Arnold Schwarzenegger have been battling back and forth for this position. 21.6 that time by compared to a 21.5. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to need to do whatever he did to get down pit road first, nefariously. He's going to need to do that if he's going to hope to get back to first again here. So, barring a caution, it looks like this will probably be how the race turns out. 8 to go, 7.5 on track. No, 9 to go, 8.5 on track. As Lesnar comes down across the line once again, a 21.5 versus a 21.5. Schwarzenegger was quicker that time by, but it wasn't by much. Not really anyone else to talk about at the moment, so let's check out that 19 car. Right up behind the 42 now. May try and get that position. Let's jump back to Corbin Forrester, who is being passed by Bernie Sanders. So Corbin's just not had a good car today. 15th place is not awful, but he has just not had a car to contend up front or anywhere else for that matter. Corbin Forrester falling in the late stages of today's event. But back up front, as you all know, Lesnar is your leader, trying to get that win number 6. But he has caught lap down traffic in the form of Winnie the Pooh. Could we see lap down cars play a role in this, as we are down to only 5 laps remaining, but there are still lap down cars ahead of them, and this number 7 car is definitely way slower than the 48. We could see the 48 get boxed in, and the 1 car will have one last shot here. The 1 car is way back though. He's going to have to close in hard if he's going to hope to get it. A 21.6 that time by versus a 21.5. But they're side by side ahead of our leader. I don't know if there'll be enough time, but there's still a chance. There's still a chance. Trying to get win number 6 on the season is that 48 of Brock Lesnar. Underneath the 7 car. But we've seen the outside lane be the preferred lane coming out of turn 2. Still side by side with that 7 car. Heading into turn 3. Lesnar will clear the 7 car. But he'll have to conservatively get off that corner. 21.9 compared to a 21.5. So Schwarzenegger's definitely faster, but Brock Lesnar now has a 1 lap down car buffer between him and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Coming down through turn 3 and out of turn 4 to win his 6th race of the season and sweep the Martinsville races, Brock Lesnar takes the white flag sponsored by Credit One Bank. Way high that time around. May have dove into that corner too hard, and he's going to be stuck on the outside because Winnie the Pooh is right there. Into turn 3 for the final time. Lesnar is way up high on the outside, but it doesn't matter. He is going to come down to win the Shit Tech Products 4,500 from Martinsville. 6 wins for the 48 car. Brock Lesnar is your winner. Phil Collins will take home 6. He gets past John Popper right there at the end. Tails does indeed get 10. And Corbin Forster falls to 15th. The standings are sure to be shaken up as a result of this. Last place is Jeremy Mayfield, 2 laps down. But no one really else of note down here, because all 4 of our championship contenders finished in the top 15 today. What a shakeup of the standings. Brock Lesnar should take the points lead. And this race has been another wild run from the Cheez Cup Series. We'll see you next week at Texas, and we'll see exactly who can win there. I think Tails won there when we were there earlier, so that might just be what he needs to get into the points lead himself. He has not been at the points lead since about race 7 of the season, so Tails definitely looking to get back into this game, but someone else that's been trying to get back into the game is Brock Lesnar, who wins at Martinsville.